All right, let's get right into it. We all have these huge, ambitious goals, right? And what's our first instinct? Usually it's to tell people, to get that little rush of encouragement. But what if I told you that the real secret to crushing your biggest goals is to keep your mouth shut? Today, we're going to look at why one of the most successful companies on the planet runs on extreme secrecy, and how their whole strategy pulls back the curtain on a psychological trap that might be sabotaging your own success. So it all starts right here with Apple's super secret C1 project. To guard this thing, they basically turned Building 4 on their campus into what employees called a literal jail. I mean, engineers had to swipe through multiple security doors, all their work was physically bolted down to their desks, and they had to cover everything with these black cloths when they left for the day. They were on total lockdown.
Now you're probably thinking, okay, this is all about stopping leaks to competitors. And yeah, that's part of it. But the real reason is way, way deeper, and it has everything to do with managing the human brain for absolute peak performance. See, the C1 Project Secrecy Rule wasn't just about protecting a product. It was about protecting the motivation of the people building it.
And that brings us to the core science behind Apple's whole strategy. It's something psychologists call the premature reward trap. And it's this really subtle but incredibly powerful force that explains exactly why announcing your big plans can be the very thing that stops you from ever doing them. So here's the big idea: premature cognitive fulfillment. Yeah, sounds kind of nerdy, but the concept is super simple. When you announce your goal, like, hey everyone, I'm gonna write a novel, or I'm training for a marathon, and you get all that social praise, your brain actually gets a little confused. It experiences a sense of completion. It gets this rewarding little hit of dopamine almost, as if you've already done all the hard work.
Let's just walk through how this sneaky trap actually works. So step 1, you announce your amazing idea. Step 2, your friends, your family, they all cheer you on. Wow, that's incredible, they say. Step 3, your brain lights up with that feel-good chemical, dopamine. And here's where it gets dangerous. Step 4, you feel this wave of accomplishment. Your brain has mistaken the praise for the plan with the reward for the action. And the result? The crucial point, step 5, your actual, real motivation to sit down and do the grinding, difficult work just plummets.
And this right here shows the danger perfectly. Look, your brain is wired for efficiency. It wants the easy way out. So why on earth would it push you through months of hard work when it can get a 70% dose of that reward feeling just from getting a pat on the back? This creates a huge motivation gap, and it makes the real work feel 10 times harder because, in your brain's eyes, the reward has already been claimed. Okay, so this leads to a really, really important question. If we're not supposed to tell anybody what we're doing, how do we get the accountability we need to actually stay on track? Well, the answer isn't to just throw accountability out the window. It's about changing where that accountability comes from.
So let's get into the solution. Instead of looking for that external validation, you build a powerful internal system. We're going to call it the public versus private tracker. And trust me, this is a total game changer for actually getting things done. Check this out. You've really got two paths you can take. On the left, you've got the public system. And yeah, it feels good in the moment. You're basically on a stage getting applause for your big idea. But the accountability is so flimsy, it's all based on what other people think. But the private system, on the right, that's where the magic happens. The focus shifts entirely to the process. The rewards aren't claps, they're internal, hitting your own milestones. And the progress is real, it's tangible, and it is for you and you alone.
And the benefits of doing it this way are just huge. First off, you shield your motivation from that unearned praise. You build this rock-solid internal accountability that doesn't need anybody else. And this is a big one. You give yourself the freedom to change your mind, to pivot, or even to fail without any public judgment. You learn to fall in love with the process, not the praise. And believe me, when you finally do reveal what you've built, it is 100 times more powerful.
Ultimately, it really just boils down to this one powerful idea. Instead of telling people what you're going to do, you just show them what you've done. Let the finished product, the final results, be the only announcement you ever make. Okay, so we've covered the psychology behind this, and we've talked about the system. Now let's tie it all together into a really clear blueprint you can start using, like today. So let's just boil it all down. This is the simple, 3-step blueprint that's going to make this whole idea work for you. Here it is, your 3-step blueprint for silent ambition. Step 1, actively fight that urge to announce your goals. When you feel it creeping up, just recognize it for what it is. Your brain looking for a cheap, easy reward. Step 2, build a private system. Use a journal, a spreadsheet, an app, whatever works for you, but keep it for your eyes only.
And step 3, shift your entire mindset. Let your results do all the talking. Make the finished work the thing itself, the grand reveal.
So the real question now is, are you ready to stop talking and start doing? Are you ready to trade that fleeting satisfaction you get from praise for the lasting fulfillment of actually achieving something amazing? If you are, then it's time to build your own system for silent ambition.